Hello, this is John Gallagher. Welcome to Go Star Energy. Yes, another live event here, and I'm pretty much talking to myself, but that's okay. What I want to talk to you today is about why solar will save the world, and it has nothing to do with climate change. So let's talk about first. Have you gone to Walmart and saw one of these little solar lights? Have you thought about that? This is an amazing invention. Yeah, they're only 97 cents for the less expensive ones, but this would really change somebody's life. And one way when I realized that was we were at home, my a friend and I, and electric storm came up and our electricity went out. And what she did was she went outside where we had these out by the front steps, and she brought a few of them inside. You know, they're less than $1. Well, this one might have been a little bit more. It's a little bigger than the other one, but you probably walk by these in Walmart and you just don't think about how this could really change the world. And what I'm really talking about is in third world countries. How important a light is for they can read. Now they might need something a little bit bigger than that, but that's just one point. You know, I how I want to start this is solar isn't anything new. And I think that's one reason why it just doesn't get appreciated like it should. When I was a little kid, we had solar calculators. Jimmy Carter put solar panels on the roof. It's not something new, and of course, batteries. That's not something new. And I think a lot of people are looking for that new thing. And that kind of brings me to the Toyota Mirai. That's that fuel cell car. I just don't understand the fuel cell car. Now, here's a quote for you ladies, for any ladies that watch this. This Toyota is probably two things. If you see a big business doing that, something's just confusing and doesn't make sense, there's probably one of two reasons. Either it has to do with politics or the male ego. And this possibly the male ego. And what I mean on this one is I think they're like, oh, we got the best technology. We did it. We brought it to market. This is cool. This is something new. Solar and batteries is something old. And I think that might have something to do with it. And I think another thing is that it's a compliance car that, the government's going to pat them on the back and give them some money. And they're not really going to make that many. So I don't understand why Toyota is so excited about the hydrogen fuel cell car. If you don't know about it, it's an electric car. It is cool technology, and where the future of it's going to be, I don't know. But you have to fill it with hydrogen, and you have to make that hydrogen with using a lot of electricity. So, maybe not quite as efficient, but there's no hydrogen fueling stations. And with electricity, with electric vehicles, there's electricity everywhere. And I see someday in the near future where more and more, you know, businesses, your Walmarts or your Cracker Barrels along the highways will, at their own cost, put um, charging ports for electric vehicles. I can see that happening. And I also can see that for, one thing that always frustrates people in apartments that they, they don't have the solar panels, but more and more electric vehicles, they'll start demanding a place to plug these in, you know. And in the future, if you go to an apartment and you're looking for an apartment and there's no place to plug your electric vehicle in, are you going to go there? So that's something else that will happen. And, with the new technology, even the Tesla, you know, um, they did not invent anything really new with this. You know, I'm not downplaying it. It's really amazing, but it's aluminum body. They didn't invent that. They didn't invent batteries or the electric motor or anything. Now, granted, they put it together like nobody else has ever put it together before, and it's a fantastic vehicle. But they didn't invent something. And the next vehicle is the Model X. I think that's a little bit better picture. I don't know why that picture turned out better. But I think the new vehicle, the Model X that's coming out, is really going to be popular. Now, Elon Musk went to Texas, and he went down there because they don't let you buy Teslas in Texas, Michigan, a few other states like Missouri have, strange rules about buying Tesla there. And the reason is because the car dealers down there don't like it because you buy it direct, you factory direct. Well, Elon spent his time, and he always looks tired, and I always look tired too, but he spent his time down there. And this is what I'd say: if someone can send this to Elon Musk, that'd be fine with me. Just take a Model X when you get them done, take it to Texas, and let some soccer moms park it in their garage overnight and let them drive it for a couple of days, where they pick up the kids from school and they don't have to stop at the gas station, and they park it in the garage and they plug it in. They wake up the next morning, trying to get to work, trying to get the kids off to school, and their vehicles fueled up. I think the American people, especially people in Texas, are they're not going to like somebody telling them, "I'm sorry, you can't buy this vehicle here in your state." They're just not going to like it. And right now, the reason I say that solar panel is going to get so popular is because electric vehicles are getting so cool. Now, this is the BMW i8 and i3. One's very expensive, the i8, the fancy sports car. The i3 is, very reasonable, and it is very popular with its owners. Really some cool technology. Maybe you don't like the looks, it kind of grows on you. I'm not saying when I first saw it that I was the favorite, but it's pretty cool. And just their excitement over this is telling me that they like it very much. And that's kind of where the main point of this is going, is that solar panels is an appliance. It's something that you put on your roof, gives you electricity, and it should pay for itself in 8 or 12 years. And really what's going to push that is just the excitement over electric vehicles. I say it's going to be like, people with smartphones or big screen TVs. One of the favorite of mine is the XC90, and I'll tell you why here in a second. But, another thing is, back in the day, tattoos were for sailors. I know I'm comparing tattoos and solar panels and electric vehicles, but it wasn't the thing. And it really is amazing how something can get popular. And Dave Ramsey says, that paid off mortgage is the new status symbol. Well, I think the new electric vehicle and solar panels is going to be the new status symbol. But one of my favorite cars, and see, I'll repeat, maybe you don't know me. Did I even introduce myself? I'm John Gallagher with Ghost Star Energy. Hello, friends. But I'm an oil field worker. And for me, this isn't about going green or climate change. It's just that they're better. So one of my favorite vehicles is, oops, I already showed you the one. One of my favorite is this XC90. It is by Volvo, and it has a 2-liter 4-cylinder in the front, and then it has an electric motor in the back. And this SUV gets 400 horsepower. So this is something that I could sell to my coworkers here in the oil field country. This is something that they could get excited about. It's still a big vehicle, and you see that it plugs in. Well, your first 25 miles can be all electric. So the fuel economy on this could be very, very good, depending on how use it. Now, the thing about it, I'll repeat that this is a four-cylinder engine. Okay, that's a relatively small engine, but they like double, triple supercharge it. I'm not a tech person, but and here's the interior. And there's a Mitsubishi has a twin motor. I call them twin motors and stuff, hybrid. And their dash interior was really kind of old fashioned looking. And this is very modern looking. I mean, very few buttons, just very clean. And another vehicle that's really popular is the e-Golf. The Golf is just really popular. It's a great vehicle. And there's other vehicles out there that you know the Nissan Leaf, but these are kind of my favorites, and I just think are very popular. And it's just going to show you that the future is bright. One of the things that I said on my last video, and I want to repeat again, is that if you have the money to buy this, then go ahead and do it. This Model X will probably run you $100,000. And there's probably quite a few people's like, well, that's nice, but I don't want to spend that much money. Well, you're doing something more than just buying a vehicle. You are an ambassador to the future. And let's get to where I want to go with this. And that is, how is solar panels going to save the world? Well, I'm not talking about climate change. Now, if that's a subject that you're passionate about and you're concerned about that, then by all means, that's important. But it's well, I wasn't going to go into this, but I just believe that we don't know what the consequences of climate change is. Is it reasonable that man is changing the climate? Absolutely. It's probably, of course we are. But what is that going to look like? I don't like scientists talking about, or news media talking about hypothesis and acting like it's, a fact. You just don't know. So, but there's lots of reasons why buying a Tesla or making that investment is a good thing. And right now, I'm just gonna hit you right between the eyes. Maybe if I find the right button. Okay, so maybe I didn't hit you right behind the eyes. Maybe just a slap on the head. But these guys, this is ISIS, or they get a lot of their money from oil. It's either directly from oil or indirectly from oil. And do we really want to buy? Do we really want to buy oil from people that hate us? I'm not saying that we're buying oil from ISIS, but I think you know what I mean. That money gets funneled to them. And the future is bright. I've been to the Philippines quite a bit, and it's a poor country. And one of the things that I see is cell phones all over the place, and they also have internet. They have internet cafes. So solar panels, it might not be, they're not going to be putting on their house, the poor families, and running their washer and dryer and their TV but just freaking lights would make a difference, a huge difference in their lives. If the kids can read, especially if the young females can learn, that definitely changes the world. Uh, the way to I think the way to, the most peace, and I'm not saying any timeline, it's probably not going to be in my life, but the road is cheap energy and an educated woman. And that is the road to more peace in the world. So I say, go ahead and buy your Tesla and be an ambassador for, peace. And for doing a live event, I didn't do too bad. I didn't stumble on my words that much. So I thank you very much. I'm again, my name is John Gallagher, and I started Go Star Energy. I also started Solar Buyers Club. If you just Google Solar Buyers Club, but it's a Google group. It's totally free. It's totally open. I get no kickbacks, and please join. All right. Thank you. Bye.